Sblast is one of my personal favourite weapons in Splatoon 3, and is definitely one of my favourite in the franchise. But why is it not seeing much competitive use, or even use in opens? And where is it today? Let's talk about that. Before we get into competitive history of this weapon, we first need to know, what is Sblast? Sblast is a blaster which was introduced in 2023's Sizzle season in the 4.0 update. Sblast has two main firing modes. The standard firing mode, which has a small AoE radius, aka the range mode, has a range of 3 tiles. The jumping close range shot, with a big AoE radius, which I'm going to be calling the close shot, has a range of 2 tiles. These two firing modes allow for more flexibility in the weapon's fighting style, and each mode has its different uses in situations. Sblast's range firing mode is more for getting direct shots and has a fast travel time compared to other blasters, which could be good at chipping from a reasonable distance pretty quickly with its small AoE radius. The close shot is used for more of a close encounters and ledge guarding because of its big AoE radius and shorter range distance. It is also the more consistent of the two firing modes. Sblast has two kits. Its 92 kit, which is released on the 4.0 Sizzle Season 2023 update, while its 91 kit was released in the 6.0 Chill Season 2023 update. Sblast 92 has a sub-weapon of Sprinkler and a 180p Reef Slider as its special. This kit is not good, especially for competitive. Sprinkler doesn't paint much and also decays way too quickly, whereas Reef Slider is a mid-tier special that is getting better, but can't destroy bombs and is way too easily punched. So, Sblast 92's kit isn't great for the weapon. So, what about Sblast 91? Well, Sblast 91 is a lot better. It has a sub-weapon of Burst Bomb and a 190p Booyah Bomb. This is an amazing kit for it. Burst Bomb combos very well with the main weapon's AoE damage, and can result in better chipping, and also a lot better movement for the weapon, as it needs a lot of movement for it being a frontlining kind of weapon. Now, Booyah Bomb isn't the greatest of specials at the moment, considering Strikes and Zuka, but Booyah Bomb can be pretty good, as it is a good special for displacing opponents, as well as getting some much needed chip-in damage. Sblast in the competitive scene isn't really used in high level, but is used in mid to low level. But why is that? Here's for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that same with other blasters, it's very comp dependent and needs a lot of paint along with the weapon because of its lack of paint. Sblast is also not used because of how hard the weapon is to use at top level, because of easier blasters such as range and normal blaster with set shots and set radiuses. It is a lot easier to get good results with them, whereas Sblast has two different modes with two different ranges and two different AoE sizes. Range and normal blaster have more consistent damage and are less clunky to use. If you want long range AoE, a normal pick is to use range blaster, and if you want a more aggressive close range blaster, you usually pick regular blaster or the upcoming custom blaster, which is getting a lot more use. Sblast doesn't have enough of a reward for the amount of time that you need to invest into it, unlike some other harder weapons such as Squeezer or Stamper, and unlike any other blaster, which is a lot easier to put time into. But how could this weapon see more use in competitive? Well, I believe that there's a few more ways that can happen. One of the ways that this weapon can see more use is if Tacticooler gets nerfed or completely taken out of the meta. This is unlikely, however, as it is way too late to change the meta entirely, and that the update to the game has ceased stopped. Now, why would I want Tacticooler out of the meta? It is very useful for a lot of weapons. Well, Sblast's identity is that it has perfect accuracy with its main shot and really good accuracy with its close range shot. But Tacticooler gives intensify action to every single weapon and makes the RNG basically non-existent when jumping. So that basically gets rid of Sblast's whole niche. So what's the other way we can do this? Well, we can buff the weapon. One of the buffs that I think can work is make the frames quicker by about 5 frames. which is a buff that was just received, but I think if it receives it again, it could do a lot better. Another buff that I have in mind is that we minimize the damage that minimum for the long range AoE is at least 60 damage, as it is very inconsistent with how much damage is dealt, unlike the close range shot, which is a little more consistent. I could also increase the AoE radius of the range shot by about 5%. I think that's the most I'll do to this weapon, because I don't want to make it too strong, as that would just make it broken and meta defining, which is not what I want to do. I want to make this weapon pretty healthy. So I think this is a good way of making the weapon have a better reward for the amount of time, while still keeping the blaster weaknesses. Well, that being said, let me know in the comments below about any possible changes you would make to Sblast, and maybe any other weapons that I should go over in this series. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you go and check out my Twitch, which is linked in below in the description, and on my channel's main page. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you'd like to see more Splatoon content. Keep trying and beat the tide. Aqua signing off.